Alrighty. Hi there, seventh graders. This is Mrs. Oliver bringing you day 2 of our unit rate. Okay, so today we are going to focus on finding unit rates to solve word problems. Now we're going to take a step up and we're going to use those word problems to help find the actual answer we need today. Okay, so here we have for our unit rate notes at the top. Okay, so Lexi painted 2 faces in 8 minutes at a crafts fair. At this rate, how many faces can she paint in 40 minutes? All right, so if she did 2 in 8 minutes, we need to figure out then how many she can do. It takes how many minutes to paint one? Well, if she did 2 in 8, what's half of 8? Or 4 minutes. So we know 4 minutes to paint one face. So in 40 minutes, how many can she paint? So this one, you're going to actually take 40 and you're going to divide it by how many she can do in itself. Okay, so that's your unit rate that we just found here was the 4 minutes. So 40 divided by 4, I mean she can do 10 faces in those 40 minutes. Okay, that's the one method that you could use. Another is setting up our proportional reasoning. We know she can do 2 faces in 8 minutes, and if we find the unit rate, in 1 minute she can do a quarter of a face. Okay, so then we can multiply the unit rate by 40 minutes. So then you would take that and multiply it and get still that she has 10 faces that she will most likely get painted in 40 minutes. All right, so let's look at a couple more examples. Tom bought 4 yards of fabric for $6.32. Then he realizes he needs 3 more yards. So how much will the extra fabric cost? I like using the proportional reasoning way. Okay, setting up those fractions, especially with when you know you're buying more stuff, then you know you're going to have to multiply it more. So if we take our money and we're going to divide that by 4. So that means we're going to actually come in and then divide both sides by 4 to get our unit rate for 1 yard. That's what we're looking for, our 1 yard. Okay. Well, if I take my 632 and divide it, I get $1.58. That's how much it is costing for 1 yard. But how many yards do we need? We need 3 more yards. So that's where you're going to take it and multiply our, okay, so we know we'll end up with a 1 on the bottom. All right, so we don't really actually need to write the 1, but if you're one of those that likes to make sure you have it completely done, that is perfect. So then let's do our multiplication. Computation. All right, so 3 times 8 is 24. 15 plus 2 is 17. 3 and 1 makes 4. So it is going to cost him the $4.74. Of course, with a word problem, we should always answer in a sentence form. Okay, so we could say, who are we talking about? Tom. I'll need is $4.74 for 3 more yards of fabric. Okay, so we showed our work, we set it up with a rate, found the unit rate, and then multiplied it by how much more we needed, and that gave us our answer. So then here's another one. We have Valerie earned $108.75 for working for 15 hours as a holiday helper wrapping gifts. At this rate, how much will she earn if she works 18 hours next week? All right. My marker's not wanting to pick up. There we go. So we know she made 108.75 for 15 hours. We're going to find out how much she makes for 1 hour, and then we're going to multiply that by our 18. And that will give us how much she will make in 18 hours. Okay, so if I take my 108.75 and I divide that by 15, okay, well, after doing the math, because I have worked it out already, we know that she's going to make $7.25 an hour. So that's what we're going to put up here, $7.25. Okay. Then I want to take my 7.25 times 18. And that will tell me how much she made after working 18 hours. Okay, so 8 and 5 is 40. 16 and 4 is 20. And 56, 57, 58. Remember, add your 0. And anything times 1 is that number. So we have 5, 2, and 7. And we can add them. Oops, what am I laying there? 0, 5, 10. Okay, and 6. All right. And why doesn't it make sense that she should be making more if she's working more hours? That's one of those things. If you have a word problem, make sure your answer makes sense. I know we had a word problem about buses not too long ago, and I had students telling me they were putting 200 kids on a bus. I kind of think about, does that make sense? Can you really fit 200 students on a bus? All right, so here we can say now, Valerie, or Valeria, will make $130.50 working 18 hours. Okay? All right, awesome. So that ends your notes. So now all you have left is 10 problems for your homework. So let's look at what the homework looks like. You have technically 3 pages. You have the page with the problems. Your second page is for doing your work to show how you're doing it. And your last page is the actual coloring. And the coloring, yes, you need to make sure you do that. It's a really easy way for us to do a quick check on your work. Okay, so let's look at number 1. 6 pounds of candies cost $22.44. What is the cost for 1 pound? So I will tell you 1 through 5, you are just finding the unit rates. There is nothing extra fancy going on with that. So we have to take our $22.44 and divide it by 6, find out how much is it for only 1 pound. And then it's got to be either 27 cents, $3.74, or 16. Okay, so if I take my 22.44 and divide it by 6, 6 goes into 22 3 times, make that 18, with 4 left over. Goes into 44 7 times, that is 42, with 2 left over to give me 24, which is 4. So I am going to say that my answer is $3.74. Okay, that's how much it is for 1 pound. Now, how are we going to color this? If you look at the picture, there is no $3.74. See, you're problem number right there, that is the number you look for to color it red. So when we go to the next page where the little fishy is, everywhere you see a 1 here, you're going to shade it in red the best that you can. You might have to zoom in with your cami to fill it in. Okay. So then we have a red here. And we got some reds down here to color in. Let's see. Any others? I see some 2s. I think that is all the ones I see. Okay. So same thing, like I said, with 1 through 5, you're finding the unit rates. 6 through 10, you need to find the unit rate and then multiply it by what they want you to find out, how much you're actually going to be buying. Okay? Hope you have a great day. If you get stuck or have any questions, reach out to your teachers.